away, days burn, disintegrate, years roll along and fade. Don't let them slip away. Right here, right now, today. These are the good old days. Right here, right now, today. Hey, these are the good old days.
In April of 2021, we started the Go Figure YouTube channel. Our goal was to rescue figures from the bargain bin. Take figures and toys that would normally be unfit for the shelf and to get them shelf and display ready again, to breathe some new life into these lost treasures. Now, in the last few months, we've rescued a lot of toys and had a lot of fun doing it, and we've made some new friends along the way as well. And we're happy that you're here being part of it. Now, as Christmas has just passed, the Go Figure channel received some wonderful Christmas gifts. From a good friend named Taverko, we received this M.A.S.K rhino. Now, the cool thing about this M.A.S.K rhino was not only did I get one for Christmas as a kid, but this one here is in rough shape. It is all falling apart, it's missing pieces, and it needs some love. So one of our 2022 projects is going to be to complete and restore this M.A.S.K rhino. It's going to be a lot of fun, so a big thank you to Taverko. Now, one of the coolest things that's happened over the last year is I've kind of re-fallen in love with collecting the Masters of the Universe line. I've always had a few figures kicking around in a moderate little collection, but once I got myself a Castle Grayskull for the display, the fire was lit. And over the last few months, my Masters of the Universe collection has grown exponentially. And another friend of the channel, Liana K, gave us a really cool gift this year as well. This bag of random things. It's a bag full of accessories and bits and bobs, and there's lots of Masters of the Universe stuff in here. So we're gonna dive into this bag and see what we can find to maybe complete, or almost complete, some of the figures in my Masters of the Universe collection.
Come on, Battle Cat. An Eternian snail can move faster than this.
So first we'll start off with our Landshark. Now this is my Landshark. He's in good shape. I picked him up for a couple of bucks earlier this year. But he is missing his back piece, the engine, and the other blaster on here. So he's very far from complete. But I've noticed some Landshark stuff in one of these bags, and let's see what we got. So in the bag was actually all the things that we needed. So this is really great. We have the other blaster. We have the backrest here, which goes on just like that. We have the engine compartment. Oh, like that. And we have the other blaster, which goes on just like that. And now we have a complete vintage Landshark.
Uh-oh, that wall looks hungry.
All right, next up is the man himself, He-Man. Now, this was our basic He-Man that we did. We made his harness up, and we used that cat litter box, which is, again, a big hit here at Go Figure. But in the box, we found the Sword of Power and his shield. So that is a great way to get our He-Man. And there you have it, He-Man, looking better than ever.
You're a loser, Skeletor.
All right, speaking of Skeletor, this is Terraclaw Skeletor, and in the bin we found a Terraclaw glove for him. Supposed to have 2 of these. We're still on the hunt for 1. And we also found his dragon weapon that goes, there's a little clip that went in his back, and so I might 3D print one of those up, and that can also go on his hand as well.
How original. Flower power.
All right, now this is the Thunder Punch He-Man that we did a restoration of it. We gave him a new leg, and we made him kind of ready to go again. Now, he originally came with like a gold power sword variant, and so I cast this one out of epoxy, and it was kind of doing the job. However, in this bin, look at that. There was a Thunder Punch He-Man power sword. So that is such a cool thing to find. And now my Thunder Punch He-Man is looking way, way cooler than ever.
Let go of that rope, Fuzzface.
And then next up we have Manny Faces, who we put new leg bands in, but we found in the bag his ridiculous gun. But it's still his gun, and look, now he's ready to go. This is incredible.
Guess again, lobster lips.
Next up we have Ramman here, who we did a complete repaint of the silver on him for. And again, he's as long as his paint can get done, he's a pretty rock solid figure, because he's just a molded figure. But in this case, we actually did find his axe, and we just slide his axe right in there. And now Ramman is ready for the fight.
This reminds me of a game my mother told me about.
All right, next up we have Zodak. Now, Zodak was probably my favorite fix that we did here at Go Figure of 2021. I think that our Go Figure armor here for him looks incredible. However, I spied a fresh one in the bag, so let's see if we can find it. Okay, so here's the Go Figure armor, and here's the one we found, an actual vintage one in the bag. So I'm just gonna pull off our Go Figure one. And again, it was a lot of fun to do that, but if you can find an original piece, you know, throw it on there. That's gonna be great. All right, and on top of his armor was in there, boom. There's also his laser gun. So look at that, Zodak is ready for the shelf.
I don't like people who destroy trees.
This is Mossman, still smells like pine. And in there we found his brown mace.
He may be huge, but he's still a little baby at heart.
All right, next up was here's some Skeletors. Now this was a battle armor Skeletor where we fixed the mechanism inside. And this was a regular basic Skeletor. We gave him a new battle belt. But now luckily in this bag we found a Skeletor battle belt and not one, but 2 Havoc staffs. So both these Skeletors are getting some authentic Havoc staffs. And as you can see, they're both now ready to just tear He-Man apart.
Could you put your finger here for a second?
All right, and next up we have Tila, who again is, we repainted all the gold on her, put a new leg band in there for her. But we found her snake armor in the bag, which is very, very exciting. This first run armor is very, very delicate and tends to be broken a lot of times, but this one is in great shape. And it goes right on her, and now she is good to go.
Quiet, or I'll turn you into a suitcase!
All right, next up is a twofer. We have Stridor and Fisto. Now, I'm one of the purists that always associates Stridor with Fisto, that they are a complete set, but our Fisto is real naked, and our Stridor is missing one of his guns and his tail. So let's see what we can find in the bag. All right, for Stridor in our bag of goodies, we did find an extra gun for him, so now he's fully armored up there. We are still missing his tail, but we're probably going to do a video where we make one of those this year. And for Fisto, we did actually find both halves of his armor, which is super exciting. And we found Fisto's sword. So he is now officially ready to go and defend Eternia against all who oppose him.
You pathetic pair of pitiful pinheads!
All right. So next up we have Buzz Off. Now this Buzz Off, we put new leg bands in and also cricketed out these new wings for him. Now there wasn't any new wings in the bag, so we're going to keep these Go Figure wings here. But we did find Buzz Off's helmet and his axe. So now he is ready to join the fight.
I've waited a long time for this.
All right, another thing I found in the bin was this little beauty. Now this is a weird accessory. This is actually the Cosmic Key accessory that came with the Gwildor figure from the He-Man movie. Now I don't have the Gwildor figure, but what I do have is a custom He-Man from the movie figure, which this Cosmic Key would look great in his hand. So that's a really exciting thing to find.
You tin-tongued dolt! I'm talking about my patience, not my body!
Okay, next up we have Roboto, who I picked up at a yard sale a few years ago. He didn't have any armor attachments, so I just used the M.A.S.K axe that I painted silver. But we restored him with the new He-Band and repainted his legs to make them look silver, because they had that all worn away. But in the bin, I do believe I spied some actual armor attachments for him, so let's see what we can find. All right, so we found 2 in there. We found his axe attachment and his blaster attachment. I always thought his axe one looked the best. So just pop that in there, and look at that. We have a Roboto who's got all kinds of play left in him.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Next up we have Spikor, who we did a repaint on his trident, get new leg bands in there for him, but inside the bag, boom, was his spiky club. So this is the gift that just keeps on giving.
Back up, muscle boy!
Okay, so here's a trap jaw that we fixed up. Remember, we fixed up his belt on the cricket, and we made a bunch of different attachments for his arm. Now, inside the bin, though, we found an actual trap jaw attachment. So we're just going to shove that in. And now he's all set.
You furry, flea-bitten fool! I'll cover my throne with your hide!
All right, now here we have Jitsu, Now again, I got him for a couple bucks out of the bin. His legs were janky, so I put a he-band in there. Now we found in there the front half of his armor. Now there isn't the back half, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to get that to stick on there. But also we found, this is the web star that we made up his armor for him in the cricket. And so I'm just gonna take his armor off, because again, much like jitsu there, we found the front half of web star's armor. So we're just gonna kind of figure out a way to get those front halves to stay on there. And for now, those will be what they were.
So a big thank you to Liana K for this incredible donation of just this random bag of bits. But that random bag of bits was able to help complete a lot of my Masters of the Universe collection and definitely take my collection to the next level. This channel is all about restoration and getting figures out of the bin and onto the shelf. If you've enjoyed this today, if you've had as much fun as we do, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, and we'll see you next time.
Love falls and breaks apart. Words sting and break a heart. Say what you ought to say before it's far too late. Right here, right now, today.